Hello, hello, Robin. Hello, how you doing, Jeanette? Hi, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Get my hat on straight. Can't seem to get it straight on here. Anyway, how you all doing? Welcome, everybody that may be out there in Never Never Land that I don't see. You girl, that's what I'm talking about. You got that wind down Tuesday. Hey, hey, hey. Robin, you got yours? Come on now. Let's get started. Get this party started. That's how we start the night off. Hi, Becky. How you doing? Everybody grab you a glass of wine or something. Some libation. You got to get it on here. Yes, indeed. So we can have a good time and enjoy. No, you got soda tonight. That works. That works. Soda works. Soda works. Whatever. Hey, Jackie, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad everybody could make it in here tonight. As you can see, I'm sporting my collegiate outfit tonight, my Mississippi Valley State University, home of Jerry Rice from Little Bitty Town in Mississippi, Itabena. Had a many fun nights at that place. Many fun night at that place. I'm wearing this sweatshirt in the middle of July, but that's okay because the air conditioner keeps me cold anyway, so it doesn't matter whether I got a sweatshirt on or not. Thank you. Red is my favorite color. Red is my favorite color. So it was kind of fun to be able to put this. When I made this cap the other day, I was trying to figure. I had a few caps, and red happened to be one of them, and it worked perfectly well, as you can see, because that's part of my school colors. My school colors are green and white, red for the devil, which is our mascot. So that worked out fine with the hat. And I was trying to figure out what to put on the hat. Didn't want to put my initials on the hat and stuff. So what I'm gonna put on the hat? So I decided to put my school initials on there. And then I remembered, actually yesterday, I think I thought about it, that I had a red Valley State sweatshirt. And I said, well, I'm going to put this on tonight with my hat. Hot or not, I don't care. I'm going to wear my sweatshirt and represent my HBCU. Hey. And thank you. Yeah, I got a couple of sweatshirts from Valley. I think I got a green one. I know this one and maybe a gray one. I'm not sure. A green. No, yeah, a green one, a gray one, and this one, I think. But this, of course, being red and red being my favorite color, is my favorite one from Valley State. And like I said, I just wanted to coordinate it with the hat that I made when I did the puff foam, which I had not done before. And I was very happy and tickled that it came out. Hey Val, how you doing? Came out fine without any issues because I was nervous. I was a little nervous. I did it on I did the sample, and I don't know if anybody has seen that video yet. But before I actually stitched it out on my hat, I did a couple of samples because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing, and I it stitched out perfect, but it was flat. It was not on the curved hat. And that's the thing that worried me, was the fact that it was going to be a curved hat. And I mean, get out of register because it was curved. But it worked out. So Robin, yeah, I think I did see you. And thank you, Anne. What's the pink sweatshirt behind you? Say it is my logo, one of my logos. I have, it's the same saying, but it is different design. Let me see if I can get it and bring it up a little closer. Oh, so you can see it. So There you go. That's what it says. It's the logo that I have on the business card. This was one of the first things that I did when I first started uh, sewing on my big needle machine. Thank you, Ann. I was like I said, I'm a jacket back person. Jacket back person, and everything that I could find, I think I have at least two or three sweatshirt, sweat jackets, hoodie jackets with something on the back of the logo. Because that's all I did was the back, the back's the back, and I still do. And that was one of the reasons why I would love to have a commercial, a true commercial, a commercial machine with larger hoops, I guess is the best way to put it. And that's why I kind of crave the Melco because I kind of like it. Um, Probably will not ever get one, but in my dreams, in my dreams, I'll get one that has larger hoops. But I would love for brother to just make a machine with 15 needles and a big hoop. Wonder why they won't do that. I don't get it. I don't understand why they don't do that. And you said you have one sweatshirt that you practice on. Yeah, that you practice on. Well, I didn't do any practice. I just jumped in with both with both feet. I see my sweatshirt is huge. I've had this a long time. I think I must have bought this sweatshirt before I lost all my weight because I didn't realize how big it was. But that's okay. It's a sweatshirt. They supposed to be big. Big and comfortable. Big and comfortable. But what did I practice on? I practiced on the stuff that I messed up because trust and believe me, I messed up some things. I still mess up stuff. I still mess them up. But I did practice on some other things. And Jeanette, you said I heard a lot of folks. What are you saying? You heard a lot of folks are having problems with their medical. Really? Make sure you do good research when you are ready. I've not heard that. The only thing that um, was cautionary to me, and I remember Eve mentioned this a while back when I first started watching her, and I think even before she got her commercial machine, because she got a red line, she had a brother 6 needle, and then her single needle machines. And when she got ready to get her commercial machine, and she chose a red line, and she was talking about why she chose a red line, and she said she did look at a Melco, but she didn't want a Melco because of the fact that you have to use a laptop with the Melco. But I didn't see that personally as a deterrent. And I guess her concern was Wi-Fi. And hi Marina, how you doing? And that, if your Wi-Fi goes out and you're in the middle of a job, then you're, out of luck, which is true. But if your electricity goes out and you're in the middle of a job, you're out of luck until all that stuff comes back on. So I didn't see where it would be that much of a difference unless you have a lot of problem with your Wi-Fi. But that's the only thing that I've heard negative about a Melco. But I'm not getting one anytime soon, so I got plenty of time to think about that. But I don't know any any other machine that I would be interested in getting. Now I know Jeanette, you have what do you have? A couple of brothers or three brothers? I know you have the problem that you heard folks are having is with the machinery itself. Okay. Now that the other thing that I heard, and I think I heard that from Angela Jasmina, um, because she reps Melco as well. She was saying that because it is kind of connected to the laptop, that the technician can go into your machine and either help you tell you how to fix it via the computer or fix it themselves via the laptop, which I thought was pretty cool because I know again back with Eve, she was telling us about her toolkit and how she really has to go in there as like a mechanic and tinker with it herself with the screws and this, that, and the other and all of that. And I had a different machine, different brand. And one of the main reasons why I don't have that machine anymore is because that's exactly what I had to do was take it loose and tinker with it and unscrew it. And I said, I'm too old to become a mechanic. I had absolutely no intention of becoming a mechanic. So this ain't working for me, having to do that. I don't want to have to do that. And Jeanette, you say you have brothers and you believe the support only lasts 5 years. After that, you have to pay. Right, it does. And the other thing that I don't know about where you are in Virginia, but I know here where I am, the closest um, machine shop that I'm aware of is a baby lock. They will repair or maintain the brother. Matter of fact, they'll do that with any machine, so they say, but they will not honor the warranty. They will not honor the warranty because I asked them when I took my machine in for maintenance. Hey, Andrea, when I took my machine in for maintenance, my bobbin door I thought was broken, and I was gonna have to have a whole new whatever, whatever. And so I asked about them, and I was asking if they would do the warranty situation. And he said, no, they don't do warranty. And thank goodness I didn't have to have anything new. He just put another screw in it or whatever, and fixed it, and it was no charge. So it worked out fine. But he did tell me that they do not honor the warranty of a brother. And it's a baby lock uh, dealership. So if you want your brother machine to be repaired under the warranty from the understanding that I have, you have to definitely take it to a brother dealership because he told me I had to take it back where I got it from. Couldn't do that because that's in Florida. So that would be a little difficult. But I was interesting to be told that. And Jeanette, you say you have someone that services your machines at home. Yeah, I've heard about, I guess this is Justin. I've heard that name. I'm assuming that's who you're talking about. And apparently he travels around, which is great because if I'm still around next year when it's time to have it, the maintenance done again, I might want to check him out because it's you know, it's not the easiest thing to haul it out to your car and haul it back in. Yes, Justin. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to reach him, but I've heard his name, so I was making the assumption that that's who you were talking about, and I understand that he comes to Maryland as well. So that's a good thing to know that there is someone that does go uh, does home visits and stuff like that. But then again, if it's something that's under warranty, how does it get taken care of? Hi, Mary. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Good to see. He is Justin. Justin. Okay, that's Marina. Yeah, I thanks for answering that question, Jeanette, because I was told that he does travel. Hey, how you doing, Wanda? Thanks for stopping in. You know what? I'm glad that you stopped in today because I wanted to make sure I meant to reach out to you yesterday but got busy, and I was hoping that you would stop in today, Juana, because I saw your video that you did on 3D puff tumblers, and girl, you had me confused for a minute. My fault, not yours, my fault, because I had never heard of the 3D puff design before, and I wasn't sure if, and I saw it when I watched it all the way through. I understood that you just printed it out, and it's just the paper that looks like it, that makes it look like it's puff. But I was like, how are you making this puff? Because I had just done this hat, and I'm thinking puff foam, puff foam. That's what I had on my brain, and I was like, how is that gonna work? So, like I said, it wasn't you, it was me. But I watched it, and I was glad I did because I had never heard of it before. And so I got on Etsy and started looking for some designs to do some cups. I want to do a tumbler, which I did pick something for the tumbler, and they have some beautiful, beautiful. And if nobody has seen this video yet, go to the Crafty Puerto Rican channel and look at her video that she put up the other day about 3D puff sublimation on tumblers. It's really informative, and you may already know this. I'm behind time, I know, in sublimation because I had never heard of it before and I had never seen it before. So I was very much intrigued with it. Okay, you say it's a new trend. Yeah, it's out there. It's all over Etsy. It's all over everybody and got all of these Halloween things and all of that kind of stuff. So I was having a hard time. They sometimes call them inflated sublimation. Yes, they do. They call it 3D puff and they do call it inflated. And what I noticed on Etsy yesterday, I think you can find them easier if you do put it inflated sublimation because we found that out the other night. But what I did have a problem with was finding something that I liked for a coffee mug because I wanted something that had to do with a coffee with coffee because I drink coffee every morning. But I don't drink coffee out of a tumbler. I drink it out of a regular coffee mug. So I wanted to put something on a coffee mug, and then I wanted to do a tumbler that I use for, iced drinks or whatever, because I don't drink hot drinks out of my tumblers. I no, I don't, because I don't drink that many hot drinks. I drink coffee, I drink tea, and both of those things I drink out of a mug. So I don't drink them out of my tumbler. Everything I drink out of a tumbler is cold. So, but anyway, I was not able to find. I found a lot of inflated um, sublimation designs that would fit on a tumbler, but I didn't find any for um, that. It was only two or three of them that I saw for coffee, and I didn't like it. And one of you said they have them for mugs. Videos coming soon. Yeah, they do have them for mugs, and like I said, I saw one. I actually purchased one, and I don't like it. Um, I only had a couple of mugs here that I had bought on a whim because I know I have some 15-ounce mugs still over my daughter's house that I hadn't brought over yet. And I thought the ones that I picked up, you know how you just get the Cricket mugs out the Joann or someplace. I had picked up a pack of the two, and I knew I had some here. But when I pulled them out to do the sublimation, it was 12-ounce, and all of the designs that I saw on Etsy were for 11-ounce or 15-ounce. And me not being a sublimation pro, and I only use the Creative Studio because that's the only one I know how to use. I don't use Silhouette or Cricut or anything like that to size it. And I know that you did go in there and you sized yours. I couldn't get it to fit the way I wanted it to fit, and I was disappointed. So I couldn't do my mug, and I went back on there, and they did not have anything for a 12-ounce mug. So I said, well, I'm either going to have to buy some 15-ounce mugs because I'm not going to buy 11-ounce mugs because I don't use them anymore. But my thing wouldn't work because it only fits on the 11-ounce or the 15-ounce, and it was too small for the 12, too big for the 15. So I was like, that gummit. I was not happy. And I didn't feel like messing around with the tumbler because me being in my little small space that I'm in, I got to move stuff out the way, pull it out, and get my tumbler press and all that kind of stuff. And I said, I ain't feeling like messing around with that right now. I'll probably do that before the week is out and make my tumbler, but I didn't want to do it the other day. And can you put your link in the chat? Okay, you're talking to Juana. Yeah, you guys look at that her video. And thank you very much, Anne, for reminding people to like the video. I do appreciate that. That does help me so much. Definitely helps everybody if you can put the where it is. Yeah, please don't forget to put thumbs up, thumbs up. And I forgot to welcome all of the people that are watching that are not in the live. Thank you for watching. Appreciate all your support and the watching, and thank you for all of you that will be watching the replay. Appreciate that as well, because I do get a lot of people that watch the replay. Um, that's where most of the views are coming from the ones that watch it after it has already played, which is great. I do appreciate that you do that. And I forgot to speak to you, Evelyn. How you doing, Evelyn? Thanks for stopping in. So, and Wanda, she's asking you for the link to your channel. I'm pretty sure that's what she's asking you because she wants to see your video. But I mean, it you could just go in there and just put in Crafty Puerto Rican because that's the name of her channel. Um, Marina, you say you get so confused within the Silhouette Studio and much more comfortable within Cricut. The only thing that I have used Silhouette for, and I have a Silhouette cut machine that I've never used. I plugged it in and I didn't know what to do after that. I'm a Cricut person. I've never used my Silhouette Cameo, and I haven't. I've had it over a year. I had it in Florida. So I don't remember it going on 2 years now. I've never used my Cricut. Wanted it. Now I use the not Cricut, the Silhouette. I use the Silhouette Business Design Studio because you can do the rhinestone. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted the Silhouette Cameo. Because initially I had been told that that was the only way that you could do the design for the rhinestone so you can, cut it out and all that kind of stuff like that, design your own rhinestone designs and cut it out, or if you were buying them, because I was buying them from my file addiction, and you got to convert them over so you can, cut them out. But my file addiction now does it where it converts over into Cricut anyway, so it's not a big deal. But I have designed in the design center Silhouette rhinestone, but I've never used the Silhouette Cameo. As far as Cricut Design Center, um, I haven't used either one of them in a while, but I am more comfortable with the Cricut than I am with the Silhouette. And you say you use the Brother Scan and Cut for everything. I don't have a Brother Scan and Cut. I want one. And I think I had mentioned this before that I started to get one and then changed my mind. Now I wish I had gone on and gotten one. Well, maybe not, because I really want to. Um, and I think you can do it from Embrilliance. And if anybody knows, let me know. But I think I read somewhere where you can send uh, an applique designed to be cut from Embrilliance to Cricut for it to be cut. Because that's the main thing that I would want the scan and cut for, is just to be able to have my applique designs cut out. One, you said Cricut came out with a bigger cutter. It is huge. Yeah, I think it's 24 inches. I don't think it's more than 24 inches. But yeah, they just came out with it. I'm not getting it. Um, and so you're asking, Marina, you're asking Anne about the scan and cut. Is it easy to learn? I've heard yes and no. So I don't know. I've been thinking about it since I have a brother multi-need. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, but um, hopefully it's easier to learn than a Silhouette. Because I don't know what it is about the Silhouette, but for some reason I just could not. It just I couldn't figure it out. Hi Marissa, how you doing? You're not late. You're not late at all. Grab you a glass and join in into the party. We just chit chatting and talking about some of everything. Some of everything. I brought up because I wanted to. Wanda came in, the crafty Puerto Rican came in, and I wanted to mention to her about her video that I watched as far as the inflated sublimation designs for tumblers and cups. She did a video on how to do the tumbler, and I was very intrigued with it. Very good video, and it definitely made me get on Etsy to find one because they look beautiful. They look absolutely beautiful, and I'm definitely going to do a tumbler. I might end up doing a cup if I get out of here and buy one so I can do it, but I'm definitely going to do a tumbler. And you said cuts HTV as well. All of the cutters, if I'm not mistaken, will cut your HTV. Marina Glowforge just launched a new craft edition laser. It's supposed to be less expensive. You need to win the lottery. I saw that today. We be looking at the same thing because I saw that today. Um, what is the girl name? Her name is Jennifer, the one that does the cricket stuff all the time. I subscribe to her, and she always sends me email. And it was somebody else that said Angie Holden, I think it was. She does sublimation too, and they both were talking about the new Glow Forge laser. I didn't get a chance to see how much it cost because I was looking at something else, and I was listening and looking at something else and glancing at the other thing, multitasking. And yeah, exactly, the Jennifer Maker. That's what I'm talking about. And they were talking about it, and I was hoping to get to the point where they would flash on the screen how much it costs because I don't know what it costs. But I've always wanted the Glow Forge when I first heard about it a few years back because one of the yeah, I'm talking about Angie Holden, yeah. One of the ladies that I met through Eve, because we all watched the baby booty. It's a whole bunch of us baby booty babies. And because I told her she the godmother. But anyway, I met her and she was using the Glow Forge and stuff and showing us all the beautiful things that she was making and stuff. And I fell in love with it. Oh my goodness. I would love to have this machine. And so you said it's small in size, is around $1,200. Okay. Okay. $1,200. Yeah. I would love to have one, but I'm loving to have a whole bunch of stuff because I want to scan and cut. I want to glow forward. I don't work no more. All I can do is want it. It ain't coming this way anytime soon. And you said so many YouTube channels have brother scan and cut tutorial. Yeah, it is a lot of channels that have a whole lot of different stuff, but I have never used um, the scan and cut. I don't have one, so I can't even address if it's easy to learn. Um, so Jeanette, not Jeanette, Wana, you're talking about the Glow Forge, and it has some limitations. I'm sure it does, but don't the regular Glow Forge, aren't they running at least? Aren't they running like $5,000, something like that? I think they were back in the day. I don't know. I think that's what I heard, but I really don't know because I haven't looked at the Glow Forge in a long, long time. I have to check them out. I'm a Cricut girl right now. Okay, so yeah, I have the Cricut and I have the Silhouette and I have the Cricut. What's that little bitty cutter thing is? Can't even remember the name of it. Obviously, because I got it packed away somewhere. I haven't used it in a long time. So that's three cutting machines sitting here, and I don't use either one of them hardly. I've used Both of the Crickets, I've not used the silhouette, like I said. And that's why I couldn't justify getting the Brother Scanning cut when I was looking at getting it, because I was like, why would I get another cutting machine and when I already have some and I don't use? Oh, the Joy. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. And welcome. Yeah, the Cricket Joy. I couldn't think of that for nothing. And one of you said the regular size starts at 6,000. Okay. Because I think the last time I heard it was like five, so that doesn't surprise me. Five plus maybe. But yeah, I knew it wasn't. Oh my goodness. Did you say the Glow Forge Pro with all the extended warranty goes as high as $9,000? Well, it will be sitting glowing wherever it needs to glow because it will not be in here. And no, not unless I'm planning on making a business out of cutting out all that laser stuff and selling it, although they're really pretty and they probably do uh, allow you to make a lot of money. That would be the only way I would do that. Sell the others. The only one that I would sell and would be my silhouette because I don't use it. I would sell the silhouette. I'm not gonna sell my Cricut. I'm a Cricut person. I don't feel comfortable getting rid of baby Cricut. Oh, I'm sorry, Robin. I hope everything is okay and take care. Talk to you later. But yeah, I would sell my silhouette, but I'm not gonna sell the Cricut. And Marissa, you said, what is it? If the new Cricut mat works better than the 24-inch silhouette mat, I'll buy that before the new Cricut machine. Cricut software have too many issues. If the new Cricut mat works better than the 24-inch silhouette, I'll buy that before the new Cricut machine. I'm not gonna buy the new Cricut machine. I'm not gonna get that big one. I have no interest in it. I don't do anything that requires me because I wasn't even interested when Silhouette came out with their 24-inch. So now Cricut has their 24-inch. I have no interest in it. My son has one that I think goes all the way up to 36-inch. Mm-mm. I don't have an interest in anything that large. I don't do anything that large. So I no. I have no interest in the new Cricut machine. Now, I was looking at a video the other day, and I cannot remember the name of this channel because there's too many channels out there. But this particular channel, uh, they're like Jennifer Maker. They're specific in the Cricut. Oh, I cannot think of the name of the channel, but anyway, somebody else may have seen it. This guy was talking about before they made the announcement or the public announcement about the Cricut big cutter. He was hinting at that something new was coming out, but he also hinted at a new laser machine. And I was under the assumption he was talking about Cricut. Now, he may have been talking about the Glow Forge because I didn't hear the whole thing, but I thought he was talking about Cricut was moving into the laser industry. So it's a possibility that Cricut may be coming out because he said something about around September, a laser machine. Now, I don't know if Cricket learned their lesson because he also mentioned the fact that they realized that they messed up with their auto press that they had out for $1,000 that people weren't buying. I must admit, I did buy one. I fell for the ropey dope, even though my friend Andrea told me not to get one. I got one anyway. But I did not pay $1,000 for it. That's the only reason why I got it because when I did uh, decide to get it, where I got it from, it was on sale, so they weren't selling it for $1,000. So I didn't pay $1,000 for it. But they have come down to six, I believe. I know it's $400 off. Yeah, so it's $600. $599, I think, is what I saw it for. Their auto thing. That's, I think it's 12 by 15. I think that's what it is. And I've used mine a couple of times, not a lot. But I have a big, huge, heavy 16 by 14, not 16 by 14, 16 by 20 heat press that's still at my daughter's because it's too heavy. Anyway, my son gave it to me because he went and got a fancy one, the one I wanted. I had a swing away when I first got a heat press, when I first started doing sublimation. And it was a 12 by 12 swing away. And I had the Silhouette 500. So it made sense, the Silhouette 500 small, 12 by 12. So you're not getting too much of a bigger design anyway. And eventually, as I evolved and I wanted bigger designs and stuff, I got the 1000 because it makes it bigger. And I sold my 12 by 12 swing away. And my son gave me the 16 by 14. 16, I keep saying that, 16 by 20. But the thing is, it just opens and closes. It doesn't come out like my swing away came out and swung away. So I was more comfortable with maneuvering my shirts and products and stuff because you pull it out, you do what you got to do, you push it back in, and you bring it around and close it. So all of that heat and burning and stuff is not, you know, the chances of getting burned was less. But with the one that I had that just opens and closes, you got to open it up and maneuver under there to arrange everything with the hopes that you're not gonna get too hot, you're not gonna bump the top and all of that kind of stuff. So of course I used it and everything, but it's not my favorite. So that was one of the reasons why I was considering getting the auto press, and I did get the auto press even though it's smaller, uh, mainly because of the safety part of it. Because the one I really, 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 really want, and I noticed because I was looking the other day, it seemed like they're coming down in price a little bit, especially at Heat Press Nation. I want the one that's auto, that opens auto and has the platen that comes out and that you can thread it under. That's what I really want. But again, that's a new heat press. That's a glow forge. That's a scan and the mail code. You think I'm getting all this stuff? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, Marina, you said I can't imagine trying to place something down on the 24-inch mat. I struggle getting a full sheet of vinyl down on the 12. Yeah, the people that are using the big ones obviously do a lot of commercial stuff, and yeah, Marina, it was Tanner at Maker's Gonna Learn. I knew it was something. Makers, I couldn't think of it, but it is Maker's Gonna Learn. And it probably, I don't remember the guy's name, but it probably was Tanner. Do you and I watch the same thing? But it was Maker's Gonna Learn. It was definitely them. Um, and Wanda, you say you don't have a need for a large cutter. I don't either. I don't have a need for a large cutter. Definitely don't have a need for that. I don't anticipate a need for anything that's 24 inches or bigger. I don't anticipate that. You never know what's going to happen in the future, but as things sit as they are now, I don't feel the need for that. Um so the topic for today, since we've been talking for 40 minutes on everything but the topic, is let me see what Marissa said. I did buy some of that 24-inch Cricut paper because I have the 15-inch silhouette cutter and the paper was affordable and the shipping, and I'll cut it down to fit. Yeah, you're saving money, I guess. And Marina, you need to move to beaches of North Carolina and we can be neighbors. Because you ain't gonna be moved here, obviously. And I don't blame you. You see, I'm not inviting you to move here, Marina. But the beaches of North Carolina, beaches sound good. Okay. But the topic for today is, what are some of your crafting projects, your favorite crafting projects? It can still be embroidery, but I do know there are a lot of people in here and people watching and people that will be watching that do more than embroidery. Obviously, because we're talking about sublimations and HTV and all of that kind of stuff, and crickets and silhouettes, and none of those things have anything to do with embroidery. So it's obvious that we do things other than that. And so that was my question. Come on, let's talk about other things and share some of the things that we do besides the embroidery. Because I know for me personally, embroidery is my life. I don't do much of anything other than embroidery, although I do occasionally sublimate. I don't sublimate nowhere near as much as I used to. When I was in Florida, I sublimated a lot because I had more outlet, I had more business, I had more stuff going on, and I actually had more room. So I had more space to put things out and do more than what I'm doing now. Because as I mentioned, I got to put this up and bring this down and move this over and all of that. And that's not always something that I feel like doing. And so then that puts you, where if you don't have to do it, you don't do it. And as far as rhinestone is concerned, I prefer rhinestone in honesty over sublimation, only because I love the look of rhinestone. I love the look of embroidery and I love the look of rhinestone. Now sublimation I like, but and I think a lot of people probably are more, unless you're doing all of these other kinds of mediums with sublimation. I got tired of the white polyester shirts because that gets boring after a while. And I didn't venture into the all over sublimation and all of that kind of stuff. So at some point, it just kind of got boring. And I didn't move into the process of trying to be able to sublimate on cotton and other colors and those kinds of things, which I know people are doing. So I just kind of fell away and fell more into the sublimation of hard substrates, which a lot of people are doing more of, like the tumblers and the cups and all of the other substrates that they have out there. I um, hadn't used my printer in I don't know how long. So I went into the creative studio because I also saw, I think Stalls had a program the other day, and they were talking about design made, market made, and somebody else's made, and all of that. The new stuff, print made. I think it's print made, design made, market made, and they were promoting that and said that it was new and so forth and so on, and more features, more this, that, and the other. I didn't hear the part where to do design mates you got to be subscribe and pay money and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was going to just make the creative studio better, but it didn't. It's subscription, more money. So that's not happening anytime soon because I don't do it enough. But I was looking at that, and then I started going through the uh, the different designs and different uh, um, I guess substrates is the only thing I can think of right now that you can use. And I saw all of these different things that you can sublimate now that I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so far behind the time and I don't have any of this stuff. And you can sublimate, which I'm glad because when I was doing it, it was more limited than it is now. So they have done very good at increasing what you can sublimate on, which is good. And of course, all the things that you can buy from Stahl and Condi and Pro World and all the rest of them out there that you can buy stuff from and sublimate if that's what you're into. So sublimation would be something that if I had customers and stuff that that I was doing, you could offer a whole lot more. But just as a hobby type situation, I don't see the need in getting involved in a lot of that stuff. But I'm glad to know that it's there. Rhinestone. I do want to pick up more on rhinestone, which I want to address. I know one of you said your first love is sewing and embroidery, but you love to work with garment decoration, which is sublimation and rhinestones. And Marina, you said I love embroidery, rhinestones, and do sublimation when asked. Katie, hi, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. You like quilting and making bags. Um, and the Marina, I hear you said you're not moving back here. Heck no, you lived in New York. And you're gonna stay where it's warm. Well, I moved to Florida and moved back here, so I must be crazy. But I wasn't in love with Florida. But anyway, that's a whole different thing. And one of you said now they sell light color sublimation shirts and they are cute. Now I knew back then that you could do on light gray and pinks and the lighter pastels, the yellows, because I've actually sublimated on some of those. I found some polyester, I think it was 50-50 or 80-20 polyester what in Walmart a while back. And uh, they were yellows and pinks and stuff like that. And I got them to see how it was going to work, and they worked out fine, the lighter color and stuff. So I've always known that you could do the lighter colors, but it's still, if I'm not mistaken, polyester unless you get the special paper and special ink to do it on cotton, unless I'm mistaken. I don't think you can do it any other way. Um, so Marina, I'm starting to get a little worried with the fumes from sublimation. Even though I vent, I still get a little worried. I don't guess I sublimated enough to have that big of a concern with the fumes because I didn't smell them that bad. I did smell them. I do know that they're there, but I guess if you do them every day, then that would be a concern. That would definitely be a concern. You definitely have to vent. Now back to you, Juana. You said you love sewing. Do you still sew? Now used to sew long time ago, and I have bought a few patterns. I just have not brought myself to take the time to cut them out because that's the part. Laying your pattern out, from what I remember, that was not the fun part of sewing. The fun part of sewing is once you get everything cut out and putting it together. But laying it out, making sure it's on the grain, and making sure all of the stuff that you got to do to make sure that it's going to hang right when you get it cut out and sewn, that part, yeah, that part. But I love okay, so you still sew. Good, 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 good. Have you done any videos on your sewing or anything that any projects that you've done? I know Jeanette, if you're still on here, how's your sewing experience going? Because I know you had mentioned you were going to start trying to do some sewing and getting things, making some things. And like I said, I bought a few patterns a while back. I didn't get the $1.99 patterns. I went looking and I didn't really see anything that I really, really, really wanted to do, so I didn't buy any. And because I just didn't see any sense in buying these patterns, knowing full well I wasn't making dresses and skirts and jumpsuits and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't ready to go into all of that. And Marina, you say you used to sew most of your daughter's clothes. Me too. I did the same thing. Me and my daughter were Bobsy twins. I made my clothes and whatever was left over, I made hers. And love to embellish the finished garment way more. Yeah. And Wanda, you said you've done videos on how to make bummies and skirted bummies. Okay, I don't know what a bummy is, but boomies, bummies. Anyway, I um I haven't done any sewing. Now I made a list of crafting projects that people, a lot of people do, and like I said, for me, I do the three. I do embroidery the most, a little sublimation, a little rhinestone. I haven't done any of the vinyl. I have some vinyl. I've not done any vinyl. I keep saying I'm going to, and I am going to because I bought the vinyl. I need to do the vinyl. I thought about doing acrylic, but that was just another hobby and expense, so I nixed that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not even going to get into it. I've thought about jewelry making, and I was seriously thinking about jewelry making and changed my mind on that, so I didn't get into that either. But I did do scrapbooking for several years, and I loved it, and I miss scrapbooking. I might get back into scrapbooking. I have a lot of pictures, and I it's very relaxing, and I love doing scrapbooking. Okay, bummies are children's shorts. Okay, and you use your serger to do them. I need to learn how to use my serger. I have one, I just don't use it. Does anybody do needlepoint? Now, I've never done needlepoint, and I've always wondered because back to embroidery, you can get designs that look like needlepoint. I've never bought any, but I thought about it. So I might buy a design or two that looks like needlepoint just to see how that comes out. Because I think needlepoint is kind of cute. Cross stitching, didn't do any of that. And Val, you said yes. Are you saying yes to needlepoint? Does anybody do any hand embroidery? I have never tried that, and I don't think that I would because that makes me think more about crocheting. And I know there's somebody in here that does crocheting, and needlepoint is always in my bag. Okay, all right. And Mary, you said you tried it, but you didn't get addicted. I've never tried it. Um, But that's interesting. So needlepoint, cross stitching, hand embroidery, mentioned jewelry making, and acrylic. I know acrylic. I like the acrylic, but that seems like work too. And Wanda, you say you do some crocheting. Does anybody do any knitting? My grandmother did one or the other. I can't remember which it was, knitting or crocheting. I think hers was knitting because knitting is a tighter knit, a tighter um, yarn, if I'm not mistaken. Then crocheting is a little bigger, for a better way of explaining it. And I think she did knitting, but I'm not 100% sure. I know whatever it was, she tried to teach me, and I didn't learn it. And Val, you say you knit and crochet. So you do needlepoint, you knit, and you crochet, and you embroider. Girl, go on about yourself. See, I knew there were people in here that did other things besides embroidery. That's why I wanted to bring it up because I said it's people in here that's doing a lot of stuff, and people can share information and stuff because I know what I do, and the only thing that I would like to get back into, like I said, scrapbook, and I don't think I want to go into anything else other than that because I don't want to take away from my time and energy in in learning more and more about embroidery and rhinestone is what I want to concentrate most of my time and energy in, because those are the things that I really, really like. And Val, you said anything that can fit in your bag to need you to stay occupied. And you said you're a machine girl all the way. You used to crochet. Well, see, you're like me. I want everything that I can do that is simple and easy. Not to say that embroidery is simple and easy, because trust and believe, I'm sure all of us can say how frustrating it gets sometimes. And you say you love to applique, and yeah, applique. I consider that as part of embroidery. If you're doing that embroidering where you're a machine girl, so your applique is embroidery. So yeah, I like the applique. Um, I used to be afraid of it, like I think I mentioned before. I used to be afraid of it because I didn't understand it, and now that I do, I'm not afraid of it anymore. So I like to do more of it, and I'm going to ask this question of Marina. I don't know, but I remember, I believe it was last week, we talked about, or you mentioned it about the fusion fix. Did you get a chance to watch that their live presentation that they did this last week, this week? Um, because I know you're interested in embroidery, HTV, and rhinestone, and so am I, because that's what I definitely want to combine, because I think that's really pretty. And Mary, you say you dabble a lot, you dabble in a lot of crafts, but love embroidery and sewing the most. And yeah, that's the one thing that I was afraid that I was going to end up doing, is getting involved in a lot of craft and being jack of all trade, master of none. Because I even, back to the rhinestone, I even tried my hand at the flats rhinestones, where people were doing the tumblers, putting all, making all of the beautiful tumblers and stuff with the rhinestone and everything. And mine, the one that I did two, and both of them were ugly. So that was not something. I guess you got to kiss a lot of frogs before you get the prince. And I only did two, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. However, they're always coming up with something new, and I must have seen an advertisement or something on YouTube that flashed by about rhinestone templates for tumblers. And I went on to my file addiction, because that's where I used to get all of my rhinestone designs if I bought any pre-made. Um, Now I just go to Texas Roadhouse and don't have to worry about it. But they sell them. And I said, I might get one and make a tumbler now that they have the template, which I think is pretty cool. Now, I did not read the instructions or anything like that. I just happened to see that they have them. So I'm making the assumption, and if anybody knows, they can chime in and let me know, or if I'm wrong, you can tell me that as well. But you get, who is that? One of you said, yes, they do sell the templates for the tumblers. Yes, I saw that. Now, my understanding, which makes sense to me, is that you get the template. I'm assuming that you sublimate, you print it out on your sublimation machine, sublimate it to the tumbler, and then put the stones on it. Is that how it works? Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. So let me know if I'm anywhere close to how it works, because I saw it and I said, well, first of all, it was a zillion million stones. Beautiful designs, but a lot of stones, and not cheap if you're going to buy all these different colors. And you say I have simply applique software that turns designs into applique. It's an inexpensive software. Is that from Dime? Dime? Is that where your applique, your software is from? Because I've heard simply applique. Now you do know. Do you have a brother machine? I think you have a brother machine because you can do applique. Well, you can do it in embrilliance too. If you have embrilliance, you can turn a design into an applique. Yes, you sublimate it first and then you place them on the stone. Okay, that's what I thought. That's the only thing that made sense to me is that you sublimate the design onto the tumbler and then you put the stones onto that, which makes perfect sense. That would be the only way that I would do it. So I probably will find one template. It's a brother software. Oh, okay. Simply applique. It's a brother. Okay. Hmm. And it's inexpensive and it's brother. But you can turn a design into an applique in brilliance, and you can turn a design into an applique on the PR 1055X, just in case you have that, either one of those or both. Just a heads up to anybody else, you can definitely do that. Because if you can make a patch, you can make an applique because they're basically the same thing. Basically the same thing. So you can do that. But I don't think I knew that. Brother software is simply applique. Did I know that? Why didn't I know that? That's weird. Because I did not know that. Let me look that up. Simply applique. Brother simply applique graphic. This software costs $200. That ain't cheap. Brother simply applique creative applique at Ken Sewing Center for $179. Um, and all brand is selling it for $199. Now, Amazon has something that says simple. I guess that's just a module, and they're selling it for $20. But yeah, I mean, it's not the most expensive software in the world, but I didn't think it was. When I hear inexpensive, I'm thinking $50. That's $200. Not to say that I haven't bought several $200 software. So, but yeah, good to know. I did not know that though. That's news to me. I did not know they had one. But yeah, I cheaper than a lot. Yeah, it is. It is. You're right. You're exactly right, Ann. It is cheaper than a lot because some of them gonna cost you $400-500. And up. So 200, $180-200 is not um out of range because I have bought modules for Embrilliance and I bought modules for some of the Dimes software and I have spent that amount of money. So you are 100% correct. I was just kind of my mind was somewhere else. My mind was, oh, I might want to get this. But now that I know it's $200, I have to think about that. I have to find out more about the software and what advantage is it over what I already have. I guess is where I am because I do like anything that's going to make my life simple. And if getting a software is going to make it simple, then that works for me. So, um, who does the DTF or white tone? white tone, because I've heard people prefer DTF over the white tone printer. Don't know, don't have either one. I do know that there's maintenance that is involved, a lot of maintenance that is involved with the DTF. And with white tone, I heard there was some issues about the printing or something that people weren't happy about. That's why people left white tone and went to DTF. So that's something that I didn't think about doing. Um, does anybody do soap making or candle making? Because I know that used to be real popular at a time. Everybody was doing soap making or candle making and stuff like that. I never got into that. I know when I was doing scrapbooking, a lot of people and I don't know if they still do it now, but a lot of the paper crafting, making cards and stuff like that. That that was a real popular hobby. Um, One of you said you would love to have DTF. I think I would, especially since you can. Uh, my understanding is print on um, cotton and everything. So, and you make tinctures and teas and salves. Okay. Do you sell them? I don't know how to make teas. That's interesting because I used to be into teas. I used to buy a lot. There was this store in the mall, since I don't go to the mall anymore. Since the pandemic, that just kind of went out the window and I never picked it back up. But you give them away. Okay. This store that Tivana, I don't know if people know about Tivana, but they was this big store and they just had all these different flavors of teas and what have you. And I used to just go in there and just, they had samples. And I go in there and drink samples of the teas and stuff. I would buy them, buy some, and make a really nice, tea. Because I like drinking tea. I don't drink tea like I used to when I used to do the Tivana, because going to the grocery store and just buying the packaged tea bags and stuff like that, those teas aren't always that good. And the other thing with Tivana, like I said, you could taste them because they would have samples in there. And if you went in there often enough, you got a chance to sample several different teas. And I would never buy anything that I hadn't sampled. Okay, so Val, you say you think T-Vonna moved to online. See, that's the sad part about it, because you can't taste the tea online. That's just like Nespresso. I have a Nespresso coffee machine, and I used to, again, Sonoma was one of the stores, because I think that's where I bought my Nespresso from, would have the samples of the coffees. So you get a chance to taste the coffee. That's what made me buy the machine. And so you knew what to order. And I've ordered some of the Nespresso coffees, and some of them I didn't like at all. And they're not cheap. So being able to actually sample something before you buy it, you might read the description of it and all of that stuff, doesn't necessarily mean it it tastes as well as they say. But yeah, I used to be a big Tivana person. Matter of fact, I think I bought one of their tea sets and the Oriental tea sets with the little. I bought all of that stuff. But like I said, I was into the teas at one point. I really love, and I still like teas. I just don't drink tea as much as I used to, since I'm not buying the fresh tea leaves like I did when I used to get them from Tivana. Um, Wood carving and wood burning. Anybody do any of that? I have a wood burner. Got it for something totally different than wood carving and wood burning, but I do have the wood burning solder machine or whatever thing, which came in handy with a project that I did. Didn't know that it was one and the same, so that worked out fine. But I never did wood burning or wood carving, but I've seen it done, and it looks like fun. Hat making, millinery. Anybody make hats? That's a pretty interesting hobby. And doll making. Now, I do know that a lot of people do these what they call softies that you embroider. And I've never made any of those. I have a great grandbaby, but I just don't feel like messing with that. I don't think I'm going to get into that. I'm going to have to do something else for her, but I don't think I'm going to do the softies. I don't want that tedious making the little small things and having to turn them out and all that kind of stuff. That part right there doesn't sound like fun. Sounds more like work. I know I did the mug rug. I did a mug rug, and I didn't make my opening big enough, and I struggled with turning that doggone thing right side out. It's not fun. That is what I do a lot of dowel and rag doll. Okay. So you do the softies or you just do the dolls and rag dolls? You do a lot of stuff. You must be retired. I'm retired, but I don't do all of that. You do a lot of stuff. That is interesting. Interesting. You have a lot of hobbies. Anybody do pottery? I've never done pottery. I don't think I thought of nah, I never really thought about pottery. I always thought it was interesting, but I never really wanted to do pottery. And I have down here painting and drawing. I can't paint and I can't draw, even though I do like to do the coloring, the I guess they're adult coloring books, I guess is what they call them. The adult coloring books. I have some of those and all the different color pencils and stuff like that. So, oh, you're not retired. Okay. Well, girl, you got a lot of time to do a lot of stuff. You wish. But you keep yourself busy, and that's good. You keep yourself busy. When I was still working, it's kind of funny. When I was still working, I think I was more busy then than I am now. I think a lot of us do a lot of things. I think so. I think you're exactly right. A lot of us do a lot of different things. Keep ourselves busy, keep ourselves, up to date and informed. And Val said you did it in the past. You're a former military wife. Okay. Yeah. So I'm assuming you traveled a lot. I love drawing and paint parties are a great activity for group. I like the paint parties. I've been to a couple of two, three of them, and I really do like the paint parties. I haven't been to a paint party. I haven't been nowhere in Maryland. That's why one reason I don't like Maryland. But I've been to when I was in Virginia. I went to some paint parties in Florida. I went to some paint parties, and they are good activities for groups. I do like them. They're a lot of fun. And it's interesting that I found I can't paint, I can't draw a straight line, but with the paint party, if it's what I'm thinking that the same thing that you're talking about, where they have an instructor that comes in there and it's a particular design that they're going to do for the night, and everybody's going to do that same design. And he kind of instructs you on how to, draw this, draw that, do this, and all that kind of stuff. And you try to follow what he's guiding you to do to the best of your ability. And then when you're done, your painting looks better than what you thought you could do. I went to one where we actually, yeah, that's it. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Um, I went to one where we actually painted on glass. We painted on, and I don't, did I keep I kept them for a while and I probably didn't throw them away, but we had the big uh, goblin wine glasses, the big globes. The they were inexpensive, thick glass. And we painted on them. We put flowers and stuff. Mine was ugly as all get out, but that was what he told us to do. He didn't tell us to make it ugly, but anyway, I did not know you could put the glass in the oven because that's what he told us to do. Take it home, put it in the oven, bake it on there, and that's what we did. That's what I did. And I did not use. I think I did drink out of one because I think I made two. I think I made two, and that's what came with the class. So I'm pretty sure that I did two of them, and painted on it and everything. Brought it home, stuck it in the oven. It didn't break. I was surprised, but it was fun. And then the other times we actually um, painted on canvas and made whatever it was. I didn't keep. I don't think I kept any of those. I kept them for a little while, but when I packed to move, they did not move with me because they weren't pretty enough to do that. It wasn't something that I needed to be carrying around because it was not going to get hung up anyway. But the project itself was fun, and yeah, never did painting on glass. Sounds interesting. Yeah, I did. I was surprised because I had not done it either, and I was even more surprised that you could bake it. And so that was something that we did. It was the acrylic paint, and actually I have some paint because um, and I got them. I got these little wooden trays. They're probably right around the uh, I don't know. They're bigger than 4x4, maybe 5x5 or something. Anyway, they're not that large, but they're wooden trays, and a mug rug will fit inside of it. And I bought a bunch of them from Walmart, not Walmart, Amazon, and it might have been 24 in a box, something along that line. It wasn't too expensive, but I think it was like 24 in a box or whatever. And my goal was to paint them, which I did. I think I painted about 4 or 5 of them, different colors, and then I got fabric that kind of matched the paint, or the paint matched the fabric, whichever one I did. I can't remember which came, the horse or the cart, but I painted them, and then the mug rug to go inside of it to give as a gift. So that was fun, just sitting and relaxing because I had my acrylic paint that I had bought, my little paintbrush, and then I had the little trays, and I'm just painting it and stuff and everything, and it was fun. I wanted to do some spray painting because I wanted some really pretty gold and silver and stuff to cover the whole thing to do a special project, but I didn't feel like buying that and having to go outside and put the paper down and all of that kind of stuff, especially when you're renting because you don't want to ruin something when people be getting all mad at you. But yeah, that painting part was kind of fun. I watched a tutorial about etching a wine glass. I forgot about etching. I bought a etching kit I've not used yet, but that's what I want to do. I do want to etch on glass, and you can do some etching with the Cricut machine. I haven't really looked into it. I just know Jennifer Maker has talked about it in the past. But yeah, that is something that we might ought to do. Etch on some glass because I want to do that as well. I definitely want to do that. And it didn't seem like I said I'm looking at the kit right now. I haven't used it. I bought it a while back and I never took the time to use it. And I actually bought the glass that I was going to etch on and everything, but I got the big glass beer steins that you get out of I got mine at the dollar store when it was $1, and never did it, but I do want to do it. So you do the wine glass and I'll do the beer stein. Let's do it. We got to. We need to do that. and see how it turns out, because that's something that I wanted to do as well, because I do like crafting. I like making things, and I like things that look pretty and all of that. So and if you make it by hand, that makes it even that much more fun, that much more especially if you're going to give it to somebody and you hand make it, and something that came from the heart, or just something to do. And if it looks good, you keep it. Because, like I said, I did those rhinestone tumblers. I still have them. They probably will get pitched, but now that I can get a template and do it, I'm going to put in some effort to make it look nice, and see how well that turns out, because I love the way they look. I love the rhinestone tumblers and stuff like that, but I'm not good at it. Some people, they make them and sell them. I would never do that. I would not make any money, because it would take me 100 hours just to make one. I wouldn't make a dime off of it. Too much. I don't want anything that's going to take up too much of my time to make and call myself trying to sell. Because I know when my son was getting married, his bride to be at the time had asked me about doing rhinestone tennis shoes. So she wanted some for the wedding, for the reception, and she asked me if I knew how to do them. No, I've never done them before. Do I want to even try it? No. And I even told her, I said, you probably come out, because she said, well, they're real expensive on online. They're very expensive. I said, yes, they are expensive. I said, because they're very time consuming. I said, so whatever they're charging is probably worth whatever they charge, because you have to do those rhinestones, if I'm not mistaken, hand by hand. I'm assuming, when you're doing those shoes, and if the people know what they're doing and they do a good job, it's worth whatever that money is that they're charging you. So, and she ended up buying it and everything. So she was happy. Well, actually, my son bought it for her as one of her wedding gifts. So she got her blinged out tennis shoes. Val, you said you started crafting as a Girl Scout way back in the day, and you have tried most things, but not the tumblers. I was never a Girl Scout, so I didn't get a chance to do crafting and stuff like that. Um, I'm trying to think. I didn't do crafting as a kid. Well, I grew up in Mississippi. They didn't do crafting down there. We worked in the field. We didn't craft nothing. The closest thing to crafting that I did when I was down there was learn how to sew, because we took home economics in high school. That was in junior high. It starts in junior high. That was a requirement, and so that's how I got into sewing, because I learned how to sew at in school in home economics, and we took sewing every school year. One semester was sewing, the other semester was cooking. So you learn how to make a skirt, a pillow, something simple, and that's exactly what we did. We did a pillow, put the cord in it. We did a skirt, put the zipper in it. Every year you did something more and more advanced. And then in the cooking, you learn how to make cookies. You may learn how to bake a cake. You learn how to. I don't even think we did any pie crust and stuff like that, because I never did learn how to make a pie. I can make a pie crust now, but I did not learn how to make a pie crust in home economics, because I don't think we did that. Um, but that's what we did. That's how we did back then. You had to take home economics, and like I said, in the course of a school year, half of the school year was sewing, the other half of the school year was a cooking part. But as far as any other crafting, we did not do that. We did not do that. They did not provide for those types of benefits when I was a kid growing up. And I was in elementary school when I was in St. Louis, so We didn't do that. And I did not. I don't know why I didn't do the Girl Scout when I was in St. Louis. I don't remember why. And you said you learned a lot from your mother-in-law. She got married at 16. Yeah, but I didn't. I didn't do any of that stuff. The sewing was the only thing that I did from um, I would say seventh grade on up, because that's when we started junior high, from seventh grade on up, and seventh or eighth grade, one of the two. I know it was junior high through high school where we did the home economics every year. So that was what we did. Well, it's very interesting, all of the different crafting that we do. And like I said, I just had the sneaky feeling that we were doing way more than embroidery because just from because I knew we did quilting, because I know Robin is gone and she did quilting. And I don't know who else is on here that does quilting, but I think somebody else had mentioned that they did quilting. But that's something that I love, the look of quilts. They're beautiful. The ones that people make are just absolutely gorgeous. But again, like I said, I don't want to cut out all those little bitty pieces and what have you and put it all together and so forth and so on. And that's the reason why. And then quilting is not cheap either. And it's so big. I mean, if you actually are going to quilt, that's a lot of space as well. And I think it's time consuming, because unless you are really really good at it, it could take you forever and a day to do a really nice quilt. And I don't want to be on that one project that long. I don't want to be on one project that long. I don't have that kind of patience. I like to see the end results. I know was that last. Okay, Kathy, you say you quilt. Okay, and Val, you do everything. I'm gonna bring you on as a guest. I want you to come on as a guest. I put it that way, so people can see your stuff, because you do a lot of stuff, Val. You do a lot of stuff. I am so impressed. You do a lot of stuff, and that's very interesting. Very very interesting. Um, when you all talk about quilting. Now, the one thing that it's two things that I don't know how to do, and I have tried, and I've been semi-successful, and that is um, edge to edge quilting. I've tried it. I I tried it. It was semi-successful, and the binding around, because I made a little quilt, if you will, blanket, more like a blanket, for my great granddaughter, for her. Well, it wasn't for her because she wasn't here yet, but it was for the baby shower. And my plan was, I had the flannel, sandwich the batting with the flannel, one design on one side, one on the other, sandwiched it together, did the edge to edge. Well, I put some design on one side. I put, stuff on it, embroidered some stuff on it, put it together, did the edge to edge, and then put the binding around it. The binding part was a epic fail, mainly because I don't know how to miter. I don't know how to miter corners, which makes me mad because I used to, and I cannot for the life of me. And I've looked at several videos, and for some reason, I cannot figure out how to get that right. For some reason, it just bothers me to no end. What am I not doing where I can't get those corners to match up? It does not make sense to me. because, like I said, I have done it before. I learned how to do it in home economics 1,000 years ago, but I cannot pick it back up. And like I said, I've looked at video after video after video, and every time I look at a video and try to mimic what I saw, I don't get it right, and I don't know why. So, and you said you started quilting a long time ago, and now you do long arm. And Val, you were saying you don't do all of it at the same time. And I never did long arm. I'm so jealous. I do the tops and either send them out. Yeah, that's expensive. Uh, she said, "Well, the long arm is not cheap. The long arm is not cheap. Quilting is not cheap. I've looked at some of that equipment. That stuff is not cheap. And then all of the fabric. You guys have fabric coming out the wazoo. I've seen these people that do quilting and looked at some of their spaces and stuff. They could be a fabric shop selling fabric to have so much fabric. And then you got to have the space because you got to have all that room to lay out and cut out and all that stuff and put it together. And then when you're doing your quilt and putting it together, and you got to have it all up and everything, that's something. Shirley, binding is something you take time. Lots of great videos on YouTube. There are videos on YouTube, and I have looked at them. Like I said, I just for some I it's practice. Binding is something that takes time, and there's a lot of videos. I agree, there are videos because I've looked at them, and there was something coming up that I think that I put on calendar that I wanted to look at to talk about binding, because that's something that I do want to learn how to do, because I have several pieces of flannel that I bought even before I knew I was going to have uh, um, a baby in the family, way before my grandson got married, the whole 9 yards. So, and now that I have a baby in the family, she probably ain't gonna get it because she don't need nothing else. Because I've sent her at least 5 or 6 those heirloom quilts, so she don't need no more. She's not gonna. She just celebrated her 1 year birthday. She's not gonna be a baby that much longer. She don't need all that stuff. So I don't think she's gonna get another blanket or another quilt. I don't think so because she's got so many, and she just had the birthday, and she got so much for her. But now she's getting toys, which I guess is something that she's getting big enough now to have toys. And I'm sure that'll be a lot as she gets bigger. She'll get toys and clothes, mostly toys and clothes. So she's not gonna need blankets and all that kind of stuff. Not a lot of them anyway. She'll probably get. I got this pretty red one that I want to do for Christmas, but that's probably all she's gonna get. Um, no, but I don't charge a lot for a long arm. So you do the long arm for other people, and what part of the country? It still may be cheaper to. I don't know, because quilts are heavy. I was just gonna say to send it to her, have her send it back, but quilts are heavy, so that gets expensive too. Because UPS and USP and FedEx and all that stuff, they are not cheap nowadays. They are not cheap. Ooh, I sent a package out. That package couldn't have weighed that much, and I know it was a good $10. I was like, wait a minute, was it $10? No, it was $16. That's what it was. It was $16. I was like, no, it shouldn't be that much, but it was. So what else can you do? Got to pay it. And I know when I was sending my boxes to my great granddaughter when she was first born, I sent out 2 boxes, and they were not huge boxes, and they weren't that heavy, but it was still $30 just to send the box. So I know the heavier things are and the bigger things are, the more it's going to cost. So shipping is not cheap, and that was at I think I did it at UPS. So I don't know if the no, I did it at the post office. I did it at the post office. And that post office is generally a little less expensive than UPS and FedEx. What I have found it to be. I don't know if that's exactly true, but that's what it seems to be to me. A little less expensive. So I am glad that we have had the opportunity to share what other stuff we do. So Val, you and Ann, who knows, y'all might be able to hook up and make some kind of arrangement for the long arm being done for your quilts. Now, do you sell your quilts once you have them done, or you just give them away as gifts and what have you? And you are in Virginia. And Val, aren't you north somewhere? North? I think that's what you said. I don't remember quite yet. So, uh, okay, you're in Philly. Yeah, I thought you said something north. That's not that far though. That's not that far. So I don't know how much it would cost to ship back and forth. You make them for gifts, and you have three of them in the work that you're working on now. Yeah, I like to get my projects done. I don't like to have to do them over a period of time. Is Marina, are you still on here? If you are, I was mentioning a few minutes ago about the HTV, about the fusion fix. You might be gone because I don't think I got an answer back from you on the fusion fix to see if you had watched that presentation because I watched it again today. Now that is my project that I want to do. I want to do the embroidery, the HTV, and the rhinestone. So hopefully before the week is out, I'll be able to do that. Maybe do a video on it because that's my next um, thing that I want to learn how to do because I like the look. I like decorative stuff, and the way that they are uh, doing it now, it's really pretty. Where you put the glitter vinyl, and you do the your satin stitches around it, and then you also do the rhinestones and everything. And it really looks really decorative on whatever it is that you're putting it on, whether it be a blouse, a shirt, a jacket, uh, a tote, purse, whatever that you want to do it on. I'll probably do it on something small first as a trial before I move up. And if I get a good grip on how to do it, it's probably going to end up on the jacket back at some point. But it does include appliques, so that even addresses who's that talking about that they love to do the appliques and stuff. That addresses that because I am doing more appliques now than I have in the past. I did a couple of the things I sent my great granddaughter for her birthday. I did appliques and stuff on because little kids appliques and stuff. They got so many of those things to do. So I did some appliques on some of her outfits and stuff. So that worked out on that. And I don't know who that was. But I think that we have talked about a lot of different designs and stuff. Not designs, projects and stuff that people do. So let's start sharing some of that information about some of the other things that we do and some of, I'd be more than happy to showcase your stuff if that's something that you're interested in. I'm able to bring people on to do little short conversation presentations, whatever. We can just share. Don't even have to do anything, but just share some of your projects of what you made, some of your quilts, some of your sublimation stuff, um, tumblers, all of that kind of stuff. And don't forget to look at the Crafty Puerto Rican's video where she did the inflated tumbler project that turned out really pretty. And like I said, I'm going to do that, so I'll probably show my tumbler if it comes out right. I'll probably show my tumbler once I get it. Uh, okay, and you say your Wi-Fi is messing up. Yeah, that Wi-Fi can mess you up. And I hope I can find a design for my cup. That's what I want to do. So I can make a coffee cup. Because I wanted to have a tumbler and a coffee cup. 3D. That was what I want to do. So I'm gonna do that. Um, I'm on Facebook as a quilt for you. Okay, I didn't know that. Let me put that up for anybody else that's interested in there. Anne is on Facebook as a quilt for you, so you can see some of her stuff. If anybody's interested in seeing any of that, so don't check her out and see some of the stuff. And if anybody else has their stuff on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that that they want to showcase, certainly feel welcome to put this in here so we can showcase it. And like I said, we're here as a group, as a community. We support each other. We're here for each other. And even if people are selling things, I have no issue with that because it's all about the coins, honey. Get the coins. If you can get the coins, get the coins. I want coins too. So anybody, if I can help you get coins, that's fine. You help me get some coins. So that's how that works. And we can share all that information. So again, if anybody is doing any of that kind of stuff, you got a Facebook page, you got a YouTube, you got a Twitter, you got a Instagram, a TikTok, whatever, all that other stuff. They got the thread out there now. Elon Musk is changing Twitter from Twitter to X. I don't know if you guys heard that, but Twitter is changing to X, just the letter X. That's going to be his logo. And Zuckerberg, whatever the Facebook man is, he's got Thread that is competing against Twitter. So that's out there. All that social media stuff. I don't need all that stuff. I have, and I don't have any problem with that. I mean, this world is big enough for everybody to do what. It's just I don't have a problem with that. But thank you. No problem whatsoever because everybody, we all need to support each other. That's all I have to say. We all need to support each other because that's what makes the world go around. We support each other. I support you, you support me, and we're all happy. And everybody is getting whatever it is that they need. Hopefully, like I said, we all, you know, we can get if you can get some coins, honey. That's all I got to say. Your page is showing your long arm designs and t-shirt quilts. Okay. Well, you guys are check out her page. Check out her page. A quilt for you. This is Ann Philbeck's page, Facebook page. Check it out. See what if you're interested in long arm designs and t-shirt quilts and any of those kinds of things. Then check her page out. Contact her via her Facebook page, and go from there. Val, maybe you can hook up and you all can figure out how to work together, and that would be great. Let me know if everything works out. And the other thing I want to mention before we go, and I don't have any more information, but don't forget the quilting fair, I believe, quilting expo, I believe it is coming up the latter part of September. And I still have not gotten any information. I don't have anything other than what Jeanette gave us last week, which is interesting because I signed up for it. And that makes no sense to me. It really kind of makes me mad. But it's going to be the latter part of September. Several of us stated that we were planning on going. I am still planning on going if all works out. And um, hopefully more of you will want to do that as well, because this would be an excellent opportunity for us to meet up face to face, get to know each other as real people. Besides you all getting a chance to see my face, I get a chance to see your face, and we get a chance to see each other, meet each other. Hopefully, maybe get together one of those evenings and maybe have dinner or something together, hang out and that kind of stuff, and enjoy the show and enjoy each other. So let's keep keep that in mind, and if that's something that you really want to do, especially those of us that are in Maryland and Virginia, I think we were the ones talking about going. Anybody else that wants to attend, then make that plan to do that. But that's kind of what's on the horizon coming up, and I'm truly looking forward to it. I do hope I get a chance to go and meet several of you guys. And like I said, we hang out one evening and fellowship, get to know each other and all of that. Because I think Jeanette is going, and I can't remember. I don't know if Juana said she was going or not, but I think it was several people, at least 3 or 4 people or more, said that they were was interested in going. And I'm assuming you're planning on going. Val, you're not that far away up in Philly. You can come on down here and go. Got plenty of time to plan for it. Yeah, I know you are in Pennsylvania. I know that. I know that. Ain't nothing but a drive, girl. Ain't nothing but a drive. I drove from St. Louis, Missouri to Woodbridge, Virginia when I moved here with a U-Haul trailer hooked up to the back of my Pathfinder that I had never done before in my entire life. I could not look out my rear view mirror. I had to look the side mirrors. I was petrified. The thought of not being able to look what's behind me. I can only see from the sides. But I did it. I did it. Values I'm already planned. Okay. Um, we should meet up on Saturday. Saturday night, everyone laundry and cleaning. My multi-needle is calling my name. Okay. I understand. Good night. Y'all are so sweet. Can 24 pints of jalapeno today. I'm kind of whooped. Okay, so it is getting up there. So why don't we decide to hang it up and say good night to each other, and then we can uh, convene again next Tuesday. I will hopefully put out what our next topic is a little sooner, because I do realize when I put things out late, people don't tend as many people don't tend to come. So I try to put it out sooner, but didn't get around to it. So I'm going to definitely try to do that and get things out a little sooner. And if anybody's interested in any particular topic, as you know, just put it in the comments or go to my channel and put it in the community page or comment on the video, whatever. But go ahead. Good night, Val. But go ahead and let me know what it is that you're interested in, and I will try to make that happen. But if you don't, then I'm just going to try to come up with something hopefully interesting and see what we can do, and maybe figure out how we can do some etching at some point, because I do want to do the etching part. But we'll see each other. And good night, Andrea. I didn't know you were still on here. But anyway, good night, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and shut down because it is getting on that 2 hour mark. And we've had a nice conversation. Thank you for stopping in as usual. And I will talk to you guys next week if it's the Lord's will. So good night, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.